Good morning.
Hello, everybody. We're so glad to see you.
I woke up really early and waited till 7 in the morning to call so I could call the customer service at U-Haul. I did, and it's like one hand doesn't know what the other hand's doing or something, and then they called me back, and then they called me back again. Apparently the new girl that entered it all in there, they had called her. She's only in there by herself right now, and she was confused and didn't know what to do. So they said, well, you'll have to call at 9 or 10 or whenever the manager will come in at 9 or 10 and he'll call you. I'm like, oh my God. So then I hung up and I lay back down with a bunch of covers on because it's cold. It's like morning in the mountains or something. It's that cold. My nose is cold already. And I just got outside. So she said she got a hold of somebody and somebody's supposed to come over and fetch it right now if it's okay. And I said yes. So I'm sitting on the porch. The sun is rising. If you cannot tell, it's right in my face. So I'm waiting on the dude. I'm going to film it. I told her I was going to film it, so. I don't know if she could tell I was upset. I could have yelled at her and I could have demanded $100 taken off of the final fee for all the crap that I had to go through. I don't know. I don't know if there's any way that we can barter with that or not. Yay, they're here. Hot dog. I was so tired yesterday that I left the garage door open all night. Good morning, Thrall. Yep, up by 6:30 and called at 7, and now it's 8:30 in the morning, and the guy just picked it up, took it away. I have a little inside chill down my bones because it's chilly outside, not like yesterday. We're back to going to winter and deep freeze and all that stuff. I just have a tremendous mess to organize around here. Might be silly. I don't know. I'm not going to leave it a big old mess. There's still things I have to organize and how I'm going to put them in the car. And plan my meals out so that the most of the food is used up. Most, if not all of the food that's perishable will be used up. I'm surprised I'm actually doing this. I'm doing it. I feel like I'm in a daze, in a cloud, you know, it's like, this is what you're supposed to do, okay. Oh. My package, my Christmas present was delivered yesterday of coffee. Coffee. I hope there's no hard feelings. I don't know. I don't want to cause any trouble. But I don't really know anyone I could call and talk to. I don't have anybody. I've been watching my friends' Vlogmases, and Sue's Vlogmas, and I've been watching DC's Vlogmas. DC here! I get a kick out of that every time. You were talking about childhood memories of singing carols around the piano. My father played the piano. You could always tell what mood he was in by how he played and what he played. But, yeah, Dad had a favorite book of his, which I have now in that U-Box music book. I wasn't sure I was going to pack some of the music because some of it is from the late 1800s. It can be considered antique or something. I don't know. I mean, the music probably is out there somewhere, but if I don't have to buy it, why should I, right? Frugal or cheap? You name it. Yeah. Our Christmases, my mother used to always ask me, well, what do you want for Christmas? And I'd tell her, art supplies, because I like to draw. I always have liked to draw. Art supplies. An easel. I wanted one of those easels like little kids have, where you've got paper on one side and a chalkboard on the other, that kind of thing. I wanted one of those so bad. Never got art supplies. Never. The first time I got any art supplies was when I was 13. My grandmother got me a 12 felt tip marker color set in a little metal case. Had a Degas painting on the front of the ballerinas. I remember it was very important to me. One Christmas I was promised I'll get a bike. So Christmas Day was the ugliest turquoise colored ancient thing I ever saw that she got from somebody from church that was throwing it away. But I had a bike. I shouldn't complain. There were a lot of kids that probably didn't have anything. I really wanted more time and attention. I don't mean all the attention. I mean camaraderie, talking to, learning from with my mom, but I never got it. Never. I know my grandmother and learned how to cook from my grandmother and the older generation more than I know my ma. And later in life I found out things about her that I could have been left unsaid, but it makes a lot of sense as to why I'm so messed up. My dad, I loved him. I don't think I ever heard him swear, ever. He might have said damn one time in his life. He never swore. He was always, he'd shrink away into the electronics in the basement. My fondest memories are being in the basement near Dad and his workbench area, listening to shortwave radio. That's why I like European music better, because that's what I grew up listening to. And the town I grew up in was, a good chunk of it was Bohemian and Czech, because they opened a big packing plant and they went over to Czech Republic, well, it used to be Czechoslovakia, and they offered all these people jobs and lesser, cheap housing and jobs, or so much money and a job at this packing plant if they came over. So like a whole little town of Czechs came over, and downtown Cedar Rapids was Bohemian Town. Signs were in English and in Bohemian. Bohemian was kind of an offshoot of Czech. It's more Germanic, so I could probably figure it out. But it was nice. It was like growing up in a small European town. I like that. I really like that. I don't know what's in store for me. Hopefully some silly and crazy adventures that I can take you on. Wouldn't that be something? There's going to be a lot of new stuff for me to explore out there. Joshua Tree National Park, although I don't know if I want to go out there if there's snakes. Of course, there's Los Angeles and Hollywood and all that, but I've been there and it's really not what you think. I'm sorry to break your bubble and spoiler alert, but it's dirty and poor. All the magic's made within the studios, baby. Just like listening to the radio. And I wanted to be a radio announcer, so I went to broadcast school. And you think the radio people have this grand lifestyle. No, they don't. And are they good-looking people? No, they're not. That's where the joke comes in. You've got a face for radio. So, yeah. Just like your Zoom calls to your boss or your friends or whatever. As my friend Jennifer says, dressed up from the chest up. Oh, God. I probably need to go to sleep. But I think what I'm going to do is try to train myself these last few days to be awake all day, because I'll be driving and you can't fall asleep if you get used to falling asleep and staying asleep. No, no, no. I don't know, man, oh man. We'll see. Upward and onward.